Welcome in everybody, XReverX. Today we are going to be taking a look at the Nintendo Switch 2. This is going to be the unboxing here. The world's first unboxing. Couldn't you believe it? This is actually insane. Swoosh. No, but let's get right into this, guys. So Nintendo Switch 2, I got the Mario Kart edition here. Now this was from Walmart. Shout out to Walmart as they delivered this at 6:30 this morning. I'm actually really impressed with how fast they got this delivered. So I did get this pre-ordered back in, I believe, April, whenever the pre-orders were. Taking a look at the box, it does remind me of the version 2 edition of the Switch 1. You know how they came out with the revision of the Switch 1 and it had the red box. Very minimalistic style here. So this is what we're looking at here. Let's go ahead and get this opened up. I'm actually so excited because this system here is going to be the first Nintendo Switch system, not even just Switch, but the first Nintendo system that does support 4K output. So being able to play Pokemon and Zelda in 4K, oh my god, I'm so about it. Like, I literally cannot wait. Super excited. So opening up the box here, wow, I do gotta say, this is actually so nice looking, dude. This is a lot bigger than what I saw online because I've been seeing people post stuff online about it. And I have to say, just picking it up, it actually has a little bit of weight to it compared to the first Switch. But it does still feel relatively light, I do have to say. Definitely a lot lighter than like a Steam Deck or the ROG Asus here, but does have some weight to it. So let me go ahead and set this to the side. We'll get ready to check that out. And then here we have the new Joy-Cons. Now these Joy-Cons do have the magnetic functioning here. This is the new system that Nintendo implemented here, where these magnetize to the side. No longer do we swipe them down here, slide them down onto the railing, but rather they just magnetize. It's going to be really interesting to see how well these hold on. And then we can also use these as a mouse. They got an infrared laser here to where you can go like this and use them as a mouse as well. It's going to be really interesting to see what games support that mouse functionality. Right now I am aware that Fortnite is going to be implementing the mouse functionality here with the new Joy-Cons. We have our Switch 2 code for Mario Kart World. Actually really sucks that it's not a physical cartridge. I would love to have a physical cartridge of this game, but I digress. We do have the digital edition here. We have our little pamphlet. Make sure you read through this. This is all the good stuff that you need to know, and definitely read through that, alright? Set that to the side, set that to the side. Here we have, what do we have here? Oh, we have our HDMI cable. Certified here. Now this HDMI cable is going to provide a 4K 60 Hertz output, as well as 2K, which is 1440p at 120 Hertz and 1080p at 120 Hertz. Now if you didn't know, this Switch 2 here actually has a 10.7 inch display, and it is a 1080p display, LCD. It's not OLED, unfortunately. Really wish it would have been an OLED. They'll probably come out with a revision for the OLED here in the future. But right now it's a 1080p LCD display, VRR capable, and it supports up to 4K 60 Hz docked, 2K 120 Hz docked, and 1080p 120 Hz docked. Alright, so let's go ahead and set that back to the side again. See what else was in this box. So we have the little safety handles here that just looks like actually do they snap on? We'll have to figure that out here in a second, but I think they just snap onto the side of the Joy-Cons there, but those are the little safety straps that come with it as well. Let me set my Mario Kart code in there so we don't lose it. Set that off to the side. Right here we have our little standard controller, and again, these are going to magnetize on here, it looks like. So this is what this looks like. Definitely a hand cramper here. You know, you got bigger hands like I do. I actually don't even really have bigger hands, but having the hands like this are definitely going to cramp up on. So that's what that's going to look like. Pretty cool that they, you know, include that still. Then we have a USB-C cable and the power brick here for our power supply. I actually really like that this is separated compared to the original Switch where it was all one unit. This is going to make, you know, putting this together in a bag to go a lot easier. So this definitely has some weight to it, but again, I do like that they are separated. That is super nice that these are finally separated. No more do we have that big power brick like this that took up multiple slots on our power strip. We now have this nice little uniform block. Very nice. And finally, we have what I believe here is the Nintendo Switch dock. Let's go ahead and open this up. Oh, right off the bat, it actually looks so much nicer. I'm a big fan of this circular, more modern design. This does look very nice. Oh, it is a fingerprint magnet though. I can see that right off the rip here. So do keep that in mind. That is going to be a fingerprint magnet. It does disappear the fingerprints relatively quickly, it looks like. But right off the bat here, I do see we have two USB 2A ports here. I don't believe they're 3.0. I'm pretty sure they're 2.0, but I will make a correction in the video when I'm editing, if so. And then the back here is the big fan. We do have a big fan that is in here, and it's the internal cooling solution. So now this does have internal cooling, active cooling, to go ahead and keep that switch nice and cold while we're gaming dock mode, because this does support 4K 60 Hertz, as well as the 2K 120 and 1080 at 120. Oh, feeling on the inside though, this is rubberized. So this is a nice little touch. I do like that they did this. It's a nice rubber fill to go ahead and protect the switch screen. We got an ant trying to get up in there. Excuse me, we're trying to record a video, buddy. So yeah, this has a rubber touch though on the inside, so it's going to be a nice little protection for the switch when we're slotting that in there. And then let's go ahead and pop this off. So this is the internal cooling right in here. You can kind of see it a little bit. It's got the see-through. It's got all the mesh here to allow for the pass-through of the cooling as well, which is super nice. It's going to be interesting to see how well this keeps the switch cool though, so we're going to have to run some tests on that. Right here we have our HDMI out, or AC port, and we also have a LAN cable. That is so nice that we finally have an Ethernet right here built into the dock. I don't know what the speed is on this. I'm assuming it's a 1 gig port. All right, let's go ahead and get this out of here. Oh my gosh, it's so beautiful. Look at that. So here's the little magnetic pins here. I don't want to get my finger oils on them. My finger oil. I don't want to get my finger oils on them, pardon me. So here's the Switch 2 right out of that case here, and I have to say it is so beautiful. It actually looks so much bigger in person than what you see online, and it has a very, very nice feel to it. So right here, looking at the Switch itself, we have our USB-C port on the bottom. We also have a USB-C port on the top. Now the one here on the bottom is for docking as well as charging, where the one on top here is also for charging, but also the peripherals. And then we have our fan grill here, our volume rocker, power button. We have a 3.5mm headphone jack. We have our game cartridge right here, our little port. Which, oh, that's a lot different than the first one too. This actually, you know, the original one just pops out to where it flaps back, right? But to open this, you have to pull from the back here, and then it slides up and out. So that's actually really nice. I do like that they did a revision of this here, because the original one, it felt very poor to where it was just a little flap, a little plastic flap there, right? But now it pulls up and flaps back. So we'll go ahead and slot that back down. And then again, we have our magnetic rails here on the side. At the bottom here, we have our speaker grills here. And then we also have the new revised kickstand, which just comes out like this. And this allows you to go ahead and completely set this up to whatever angle you would like here. It goes almost 180 degrees. I don't know the actual degrees. I'll have to put it in the edit here. I think it's about 165 degrees is my best guess. We'll see in the edit though. But yeah, so you can go ahead and fold that all the way back like that if you would like. Let's go ahead and get these Joy-Cons out now. I do gotta say, I'm a big fan of the black. The black looks so good. Oh my gosh. And just that new tech. Oh my god. Oh my god, these joysticks feel so good. I am not even capping here, guys. This feels so smooth. Like, it feels like they definitely did a revision to the joysticks themselves. I don't know how to explain it, but it feels so smooth. When you get your hands on this, you'll see what I'm saying. But it feels like they revised the actual joysticks themselves. Hopefully it'll withstand the joystick drift that we all know of. So hopefully that'll be a problem no more. Not going to hold my breath on it, but we'll see. So let's go ahead and see how this magnetizes to the side here. Oh, just like that. It takes no effort at all. You barely hold it on there and it just magnetizes. And looking at the switch here, the switch 2, look at how beautiful this piece of tech is. It honestly looks so good. I really want a Joy-Con here that is all black, even with the painting here. If that was all blacked out, to have a fully blacked out system, that would be incredible. This does look super good. I do, again, really love the black Joy-Cons here. It looks very lovely and elegant. Let's go ahead and pop these Joy-Cons off, see how this works. So it looks like you just hold the switch. Oh, and then they come right off. So it takes really not a lot of force. I'd say like a half push of my finger here. And it pops right off. I don't know if we can pull these off or not without hitting that switch. It's pretty locked in there. Like, I'm pulling pretty hard right now, and it is pretty locked in there, so I don't think we're going to have accidental pull-outs here on this coming out, you know, so I think that's going to be good. Now, let's go ahead and remove these as well. Oh, it feels so satisfying to pull these off, too. It's going to be like a fidgety thing. For people that like fidget toys, I feel like a lot of people are going to be fidgeting with that a lot. So let's go ahead and get these put on to kind of see how these all get set up on here. Now it looks like these just, let's see, they go like this. Oh yeah, you just match up the symbol here. And let's see, did I push in? How do we do this? Oh yeah, you just kind of take it in from the top and angle it in. So that's how we get those on there. Now you're going to put these on if you want to use this as a mouse, as well as it's got rubber feet here to help glide across surfaces. So that's what that's going to look like right there. Again, we have these SR and SL buttons, which these are raised up compared to the original Joy-Cons, which is really nice. And they're bigger too. You guys remember on the first Joy-Cons, they're a lot smaller and barely even there. But this is nice that they finally made these bigger and more fleshed out. They're actually raised a little bit more. Let's go ahead and get that one on this one as well. Now to put this on, we're just going to grab it like this, and we're going to go from the bottom to the top. So we got it lined up, the minus symbol, just like this. And then you just push it down, and it snaps right onto place. So this is what this is going to look like here. I really love the design of these, I do have to say. Like I said, I think they feel really good. The Joy-Cons themselves feel a lot bigger, more so for adults than the original Switch. So I do like that they made a little revision here. I think it's a very good revision. Now let's see, to take these off, do you just pull? Let's see. Oh, you just pull them off and they'll come right off. It looks like there might be a button on the top there. I just gave it a little force. I barely even pulled it and it came right out. Oh yeah, so you don't even push down on that, you just pull. You just pull and it'll automatically unlock it for you. So let's go ahead and put that back on. As you see, this is pretty sturdy on there. I am pulling quite a bit here and it's pretty locked into place there. But once you pull really hard, it'll pop right off, and that's how it's designed, because I tried pushing this in and it didn't do anything. So that's how we get those off. Let's go ahead and magnetize these on here. It's got a nice little click to it. And let's get this bad boy powered on. Hey, this is so nice. Hey, make a track out of this. Somebody gonna make a track out of this for the YouTube intro. This is clean. This is so clean. We didn't have this on the original Switch. It just feels so good in the hands, guys. It really does. It feels so good. You can notice that there is a little bit more weight compared to the original Switch, but it's not much. It is lighter than a Steam Deck and the Asus ROG. But there is some weight to it, but it feels really, really good. I don't think I'm going to get any like fatigue holding it for long, like with my wrist or anything, compared to like the Steam Deck, but there is some weight to it. So we're in the Americas. We have to view this and accept. This is just saying that they will break your console if you jailbreak. So, don't jailbreak. And next, here we go. Let's get connected to the internet. I'm gonna cut through this part here. All right, so here we are. I'm connected now. Fozzie, what are you doing? What you doing? You be a good boy. That's Fozzie, guys. Let's go ahead and go to the next setting here. This music here, guys. I love this music. Whoever cooked up this beat here for the main settings, like, they need to be paid more. This is an absolute banger of a track. Alright guys, I moved here to inside because I was too far away out on the porch from my router. So here we have my OLED switch here. And then here is the switch 2. As you can see, the screen itself is almost the whole size of the OLED switch with the Joy-Cons on there, which is pretty crazy to see. Anyways, we're going to start this system transfer, so let's go ahead and do that. Alright, so before we do that, we do have to update the system. Alright, update complete, starting system transfer. We'll go next. You have a micro SD express memory card inserted. So these are the new micro SD cards that are supported by the Switch 2. I do not have one right now, but I would like to see where we inserted at. So the micro SD card slot is at the bottom under the kickstand, it looks like. That's good to know. Alright, let's go ahead and skip. We gotta sign into my Nintendo account. From here, you'll log in with your phone, and then it's going to send a confirmation code over. Just go ahead and put that verification code in. There I am there. Move the system and source system close together. Connect an AC adapter to start downloading data. Okay, so I'm going to grab my power bank. Okay, I got my power bank here. I'm not by any outlet right now, so that's why I went ahead. I just grabbed my power bank. We'll go ahead and get that plugged in. Alright, and then we go ahead and hit done. So this is the source where we want to go. So we're going to go to system settings. We're going to scroll down to system. And we want to scroll down here. We should have, let's see, system transfer to switch 2. Go ahead and click that. Next. You can keep playing compatible Nintendo Switch software on the Nintendo Switch 2. Okay. Done. It's going to transfer all my saved data over. Okay, this one also has to be connected to AC adapter. Alright, system transfer complete. Alright, lastly, a quick introduction to swapping play modes. Stand to stand up whenever you like. Detach, pull to the side. Oh, they want me to actually do it. Alright, just like so. And just like so. Now, this does feel super good, guys. I'm telling you, when you go to do this, you're going to really like taking these off. I already know how to do that. Okay. This is definitely a lot nicer than the Switch 1. And we have the rings that I was talking about. They do carry over to the system theme, which is super nice. So if we come in here to system settings, we go down here, let's see. Display, this is what I wanted to look at. So we have HDR output. TV resolution allows you to select between 720, 1080, 2K, which is 1440, and 4K, 2160. So you can actually select the resolution you want to play at, which is super nice. So depending on if you're wanting to run at 2K with 120 Hertz compared to 4K 60 Hertz, you have that option here as long as the game supports it. We also have screen burn-in reduction, reduces screen brightness after 5 minutes of inactivity. I'm not really sure why this is on here when this is a LCD display. It's not an OLED display, so this is kind of weird that that's on there. but it's probably just a teaser of the OLED to come, which we all know is eventually going to happen, probably about 6 months to a year out from this release here. And then here it is right here, the 120 hertz output, baby. Oh, we love to see that. So 120 hertz video supported at 1080p and 1440p TV resolutions. And so that is actually enabled by default. So if you're looking for that, that's where you're going to find it, right here in display. We also have auto low latency mode. So if you have a TV that supports this, it's a lot of the newer TVs, you can go ahead and enable this. This is going to decrease the input latency on your TV while gaming, which is super, super nice. I'm really happy to see that this is here. And then HDR support, you can do that for all software, and then you can also calibrate the HDR right here in this setting. Now, variable refresh rate, I'm assuming that just takes place automatically. I don't see anywhere here in display settings to enable that or disable that. I mean, I don't know why you would want it disabled. You would really want that enabled by default anyways. And that's different than this low latency mode here. So that's not variable refresh rate. That is actually a different setting, but I'm assuming by default you can't turn it off. It's just automatically enabled.